Can I just be real? Look, I understand that you got problems when your voice is being manipulated by artificial intelligence, but let me just tell you, there are reasons why this is happening, okay? There are unfortunate consequences to those who are showing too much of their views, and they're making it all about their views only, okay? Why do you think it's all happening? Why do you think it's all happening? And then you think that you got the you think that you understand what the big picture is. No, you understand your big picture, and your big picture is always all about you. The voice actor. The voice actor, not the industry. You don't even think of what the industry really is. You don't understand it at all. And then you got the balls to just quit. Really? Are you fucking serious right now? Are you being fucking serious? This is why voice actors are being replaced like this. It's because each and every one of their views is always being viewed as something bullshitty. But at the same time, it's an opportunity for artificial intelligence to correct the views and just let these actors go and not let them be the cause of the downfall of any series, of any movie, basically of any game either. I mean, Genshin Impact is being affected because of voice actors having a problem with artificial intelligence protections that they think. At first, they are always thinking they're untouchable, but now their jobs are being threatened because of artificial intelligence. But that's not the point. That is absolutely not the point. Oh, God. The times are changing, yes. But you guys are not even understanding how the voice acting industry, or how the acting industry at all even operates. You don't even understand. I don't understand it, but even I can say that when the times change, you have to change too. Seriously, you don't have to be too much of an old-fashioned piece of shit. Get with the times. We all have to. Even voice actors are ordinary people. Be an ordinary piece of shit. I don't care. But get with the times. Why can't you? And then there's this video called Japan is being based once again. This is from Asmongold TV. And I fear this video is going to get squashed because there are too many people believing that the world is going to end just because artificial intelligence is taking over. No, artificial intelligence is not taking over. It's the people who are using the artificial intelligence. No, they know that they can dominate. They can dominate the world because of artificial intelligence that they can control. It's not artificial intelligence itself that's taking over the world. It's people who use it too much. But it's at least controlled. Okay? Seriously. You guys are too conspiratorial for my taste. Absolutely.
English voice actors are going into hiding. They are self-quarantining themselves into Blue Sky.
The situation surrounding this Dandadan edit, as well as the voice actor AJ Beckles, the English voice actor for Okrun in Dandadan, is actually continuing to proliferate. Things are still getting even crazier. If you haven't seen my prior videos on this topic, please consider watching them for additional context. Otherwise, you're definitely going to be out of the loop with everything that's...
Overseas voice actor discriminates on Japanese people, remove him immediately. Discriminates on Japanese people.
Happen. Another important thing to note regarding these...
Okay. Entirely uncalled for, especially if they don't understand Japanese culture at all. They just downplay Japanese culture as is. I think that's just how this is being looked at, and even overseas voice actors are being shit on just because, right? Well, where I am is basically the Japanese are more sensible than the individual protecting bullshitter organizations are. Japan is more sensible. They can get rid of voice actors immediately as soon as the voice actors become unreasonable. That's where I'm ending that's where I'm ending my rant. I'm gonna continue watching this shit, okay?
Sort of edits is that tensions have been building for literal years. I saw some people thinking that this was like the first time this sort of situation has occurred, and that's absolutely not the case. As what we're seeing happen now is really the culmination of Asian artists being sick of double standards and sick of how they've been getting harassed for literal years by the same groups of people that have these double standards, which is also something that I've been covering routinely on this channel for years. So many of you are probably very familiar with this stuff. But just to very quickly give a few previous examples, there was a situation where an Asian artist drew Nessa, and Nessa was depicted lighter than she's usually depicted, to which this artist received tremendous harassment.
Your account will be gone by noon immediately.
Oh my god.
I don't know how. This is the biggest issue that Twitter has right now, is it has a bunch of these like weird, psychotic, retarded kids that are sitting around like making death threats and like trying to fucking figure out where people live and like all this weird shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? How does this keep happening? I know bots are good. I wish we had bots. Bots are better than this. Yeah, but go on. But what is this, fucking McCree?
Oh boy.
The good, the bad, and the ugly? Well, probably if they had a profile picture of themselves, it'd be all three.
Sure.
At the time, there was an artist who drew Kaya from Genshin Impact, and similarly, this artist was accused of lightening Kaya.
Of course.
To which this artist received also tremendous harassment. But on top of that, a bunch of people on Twitter ripping this person's art and editing Kaya to be darker than this artist depicted them as. Eventually, that artist
fixed it. I love that. You fix the character by changing their skin color, because certain skin colors are wrong. Right? I think that...
Do you know what? Okay, I don't even want to argue at all on the headaches that this... Oh my god. Look, voice actors, artists, they're the ones getting a lot of shit, okay? Either because they have their own problems with their respective industries, or many others in the industry want to get shut them down. It's either of those two things, okay? You gotta be kidding me. You know, we have to come to an age of understanding in which no one from any entertainment industry gets to shit on any artist or voice actor. We've got to come to that point. We have somehow got to come to that point. Otherwise, we're doomed. Okay? We are doomed as an easygoing species. We can't even have fun.
That's how to fight against racism. Of course.
Deleted their entire account. There was another situation where an artist drew Kaya from Genshin Impact as well as D-Luke and some of the female characters. Maybe that's like Gina or something. And as you can see, the art is literally in black and white. But that didn't stop these weirdo Twitter police, these terminally online freaks, from harassing this artist, saying that they didn't draw Kaya dark enough, despite once again the art literally being in black and white. And they insulted this artist and took the art, editing it to make Kaya black.
Wait, so they got mad at the artist because they drew it in black and white?
That's even more ridiculous. People are just botting against actual talented people here. I fucking hate I fucking hate the society right now. I really fucking hate the society right now.
Wow.
That is just petty.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know we were that deep. I didn't know.
Full.
Here.
Yeah.
For some reason, they also made D-Luke black as well.
I mean, this is a pencil. Even pencil sketches are going to be looked at too. I checked the chat all over an Asmongold's stream. Even pencil sketches. Are we coming to a point in which even pencil sketches are going to be a big problem now? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Seriously? Seriously? Ish. There has to be an age in which art is not being discriminated against. Art is being looked at uniquely. Instead of being criticized because of social issues that some twisted people are not avoiding because it empowers their fucking agenda, the personal agendas they have. I hate it so much. So much.
Seemingly just to mess with and harass the artist. The artist even asking them to stop, to which they doubled down. And ultimately, the artist decided to delete their entire account. As you can see from one of the final tweets.
Because this is what these people do. You've got to remember, like, so we used to have these things like lynchings. Obviously, there were racial lynchings. There were people that got, like tried for crimes. We had lynchings for them. We would set people on fire. People have a long history of public execution. People love public executions. And so the problem with it is that nowadays you have public executions have been outsourced to every mentally ill 12-year-old that can access the internet. And there's a lot of them. There's too many. There's too fucking many.
Yeah. We're paying 12-year-olds. We're paying cheap teenagers to actually post bullshit. Bullshit that we should look at more. Really. They look at ultra brain rot and then they grow up realizing what they've done. And they stop being a part of society. The internet also contributes to the death of future adults. Okay? We live in a sad world right now.
The artist made. They were talking about how these people were causing them tremendous amounts of stress, and all they wanted to do was post the art that they made for people and themselves to enjoy. There's actually even more to that situation without jumping down the entire rabbit hole, but one of the main people who harassed that artist would go on throughout the years to harass
If you ever see an artist that is posting fan art of something and you don't like the fan art, the best way for you to deal with that situation is to not engage with the thing that makes you upset.
Yeah.
Just don't post about it.
Exactly. Because you're also going to hurt the other person. Exactly. Zach is right.
Don't look at it. Don't look at it. If you don't like the way the fan art is, that's fine.
Exactly. You don't need to blurt out every fucking opinion, because not every fucking opinion is something that people can agree on. Keep to you can have your own opinions. You are entitled to them, but blurting out every single fucking opinion while also hurting those who the opinions are targeted against chronically, you do that consciously and it hurts them so much and they do something drastic to themselves, you're the one at fault. Absolutely, you are the one at fault.
Yeah, Madge, I like being upset. Yeah, it's like the rolling around the dog shit metaphor I said before, right? Hey, just stop doing it. Like, I think all fan art is okay. Like, you want to make a black character white, you want to make a girl character a guy. I think you want to make an ugly character attractive, you want to make a fat character skinny character fat. All of it's okay. Nothing is wrong with any of it.
numerous other artists also make a bunch of alt accounts where they would harass people and continually play victim, and doing this really weird thing where they would constantly change their age. Say they're like 16, then they'd say they're 13.
If you're 13 and you're on the internet being an idiot, it's time to learn.
Zach, that's not easy. They will never learn until it's too late. The internet of today is being outsourced to young 12-year-olds and young teenagers who will grow up to be future adults, and as they realize what they've done, as they realize the lives they've ruined, they will also be a part of this statistic. The internet contributes badly to future adult deaths. Let's just be real.
You step into the arena.
You gotta take accountability. You gotta take responsibility. You can't just be someone sending messages or sending thoughts without thinking of the consequences. Otherwise, you're nothing better than a predator.
Yeah, you're gonna learn today, boy. You can get your ass beat. That's just the way it is. That's how it's done. Yeah. And I'm going to say something, this might be a hot take. I think it's good that kids go on the internet and they get set straight. And people can sometimes be mean to them.
Agreed.
Because it's always going to be better. See, like, bad antisocial cringe behavior that kids do in school is a lot of times protected. Because like it's like anti-bullying rules and everything like that. And the reason why is because bullying can be really corrosive. It can be really bad. But the internet is kind of like a safe space for you to act a certain way and then for people to check you on it. Because like you don't have any accountability on Twitter, right? Like you just delete your account or something like that if things get real bad. And so I actually think that it's good that kids get on the internet and they have people like they act like you act like an obnoxious little kid. Thank God that there are people like, I know that I had this experience. I would act like such a little obnoxious bitch. And then eventually my guild was like, you got to stop this. Like, this is annoying. We don't like this. And I stopped it. And like nobody in my real life told me that because they don't want to have the conflict. They don't want to have the confrontation. They don't want to deal with it, right? Why would they want to deal with that shit? But on the internet, people will tell you that. And you learn a lot that way. And it's good for kids to have that happen. It's really good. Internet's a bubble? Yeah.
Except that's only in a situation where the kids themselves don't know how to dealing with things. If they're the ones posting on the internet about questionable things and they get called out for it, they don't take accountability. And so they delete their own account and just try to post another thing again in another account. The more you learn, the more you perceive. I believe that's a good saying. I don't know who said that, but hey, something to start with. The more you learn, the more you perceive. You get a good perception of your own situation. It helps you. I believe that is a better outlook. That is a better outlook of yourself if you believe that quote.
Like that, and a lot of people would defend this person saying like, oh, they're just making edits, it's not a big deal. But eventually they became so notorious for all of this stuff, including one of the final situations being when they harassed
I have no like harassing a 16-year-old. If you're annoying on the internet, bro, like you step into the arena, you can't stand the heat, get out of the fucking kitchen. Too bad. That's the way it goes.
Artist and tried to get her to take her life, that nobody was defending this person anymore, and they had been completely exposed by various people on Twitter, including myself in a video that I made covering the situation, and the harasser getting a taste of their own medicine and going on to delete every single one of their accounts.
This is what these people always do, right?
Those people who are infamous for harassing chronically without taking consequences are going to do it again if they delete your account and make a new one. It'll take a while, but they're going to keep doing it again. There's got to be more than accountability. The accountability should be that they remove their own account, they're tracked by a secret authority, they are beaten in the darkness, they get whispered into of a threat that is beyond their life, and that everything that they love will be looked at. Everything. And then, when these former harassers are released into the world, they look at a single camera. They look at a single person of authority. They look at every single high school or a college teacher, and they get the stink eye all the fucking time. This former harasser will look badly at society, but will learn so much with the threatening experience that he or she had. And that is worth more to us in this society than them never getting accountability. I think Zach is right about this.
Right? Is like they like to talk shit, but the moment that you respond, now they're a victim. This is what happened. Like I saw, this was funny. You know, like that one girl that tried to talk that shit about FaZe? People were telling me that I was misogynist. I want to say one thing. It's not misogynist to treat women equally. It's misogynist not to. You're going to act like a bitch, you're going to get treated like one.
Yeah, exactly.
It goes.
Final example here as something that's a little bit different from the sort of things that we've covered so far, and then we'll move on to the current news. So in this final example, there was an Asian artist who drew ship art of Genshin Impact characters, to which they got harassed for simply drawing straight ship art. The people harassed.
I mean, it is between it's between straight characters. So even this gets flack from people who are so twisted in their minds they can't even take. Wow. Just fucking wow. All the petty shit, man. All the petty shit.
Harassing them.
Oh, yeah. So this is something that happened in Honkai Star Rail. So, like, a bunch of mentally ill girls convinced themselves that a character in Star Rail named Firefly was a lesbian. Sorry, Robin was a lesbian. Now, why did they convince themselves of that? Because of the esoteric color meanings of the clothes that she was wearing and the relationship to the lesbian flag, I think. I'm serious. And so, anyway, I think the oldest person that was involved in this was 13. And they were really upset about this whenever people were making art about it. Like, Tectone kept making these tweets about, him saying, because Rob...
Oh, my God.
What was it? He said that Robin, the reason why her voice didn't work for the concert is because she was sucking too much dick.
Oh my God. Are you serious? Oh. What the fuck? All I can just say on this matter, we gotta be more tolerable with everything that we see. And just shut up and keep very, very damaging opinions to ourselves. That's all we all have to do. No, really, just fucking seriously. Seriously. Oh, sorry. Here.
And this is like a cartoon. Like, this is not, it's not a real character, it's not a real person. It's a cartoon. People were losing their fucking minds over this. They were getting so mad.
Offended that this artist was not drawing
Yeah, so they invent headcanon about the characters being gay, and then they get mad at the developers for not enabling it.
Really?
To be quite frank, all this stuff is so petty and stupid.
But you want to know why the developers don't enable it? Because I'm pretty sure it's illegal to do that in China where they make the game.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly certain it is. A lot of, like, anything that's gay or anything like that's Chinese. Yeah, you expect this to happen. Like, I don't know. They cannot openly state it? Yeah. I think it can be implied in some cases, like I believe they did with Honkai Impact 3rd.
And just explaining it is making me, like, in disbelief, even though I've talked about this stuff before. Yeah. It's just all so weird, man. I seriously don't know what's wrong with these Twitter police types of people. And keep in mind, those are only a few examples of videos I've made covering the sort of thing for years. There's probably well over a dozen videos I've got on topics like this. And so after years of this stuff going on, people are sick of artists getting harassed for drawing a character a bit lighter, etc., etc. And
I think people are being sick of being told what to do with somebody whose personality is their mental disorders.
Yeah. That is true.
Some fucking weirdo freak on Twitter trying to tell me how to live my life. Tell me what's fucking normal.
Mm-hmm.
You're into furries. What's fucking normal?
Standards that Twitter police have when they're darkening characters. This once again now taking us to the recent situation with the Dandanon art and how many people in Japan were calling this a racist depiction, to which the English voice actor for Okarun changed his profile pic to that depiction of Okarun with a darkened skin.
Yeah, of course.
But it being a very momentary thing, I believe lasting less than 24 hours, as many people in Japan began to call for this person to lose their job, and other people dug up racist tweets that this voice actor had made. Once again,
I think a lot of Japanese people view anime as probably the biggest cultural export of Japanese culture. And so when you have people that are culturally appropriating that export, it is offensive to them.
Double standards. The Japanese tweet demanding for AJ to lose his job now has over 127,000 likes on Twitter and over 62 million views on Twitter.
Holy
for
shit.
comparison, just 2 days ago when I talked about that situation, that tweet had around 17,000 likes. In other words, the situation, as mentioned previously, is continuing to proliferate.
Bro, was he fighting against stormtroopers? These guys were never this stupid whenever I play. This is crazy.
Yeah.
These guys are dumb as hell.
Yeah. Stalker.
AJ has also taken his next action as well.
Yeah.
That being deleting his entire Twitter account.
Yeah.
Although it does seem to be a temporary thing.
That's right.
Based off statements that he has made on his Blue Sky account that we'll take a look at in a moment.
See, this is what happens, right? It's like, so people have an opinion on the free marketplace of ideas, and they get disagreed with, so then they have to retreat back to their safe space on Blue Sky, where everybody is obligated to agree with them. That's what happens. It's basically like a containment board for pussies.
Before we do that, here's some of the responses at the top from Japanese people. This one reading, instead of taking over Japanese works, he should create original manga with black protagonists. A rather upset response to that would read, oh my bad, I didn't know they broke into the author's office, held him at gunpoint, and hijacked the manga, forcing for all the characters to be made black. It's one small piece of art, y'all are whining like losers for real. To which another...
So would they. That's the problem. The problem isn't that it happens. The problem is that people justify it happening in the other direction. That's the issue. This all about double standards has nothing to do with actually what's happening.
Other Japanese person says, not everything must be about you. Draw your own characters.
Yeah.
If you change something, you want to make it better. Means you think original version is inferior. You invalidate Japanese people's feelings and call the art small. You don't like if we make black characters Asian, right? Another one saying, honestly, I just want anime.
It's the double standard.
Made to be entertaining. The original creators are the ones who breathe life into the characters after all. And this one
it's saying, also, that's true. People don't want to have somebody come in and change shit based off of like their worldview. Like, I don't really care like what you think is like, oh, you think this is the way it should be. Too bad. It's not the way it is. Stop changing it. Yeah.
The character that the author brought to life is removed, and someone else is introduced. I would like people to understand that if they have no respect for the work, they should not get involved, and that excessive action will only create further division. It seems like if the harassment and double standard stuff wasn't occurring for years, that the tensions would not be so high right now. And it's not even just Japanese people who are sick of the double standards. There's been a lot of people in the West of various demographics.
I think there's a lot of normal everyday people that see how vitriolic and emotionally driven these people are whenever they attack somebody for doing fan art in a way that they disagree with. And a lot of normal, well-reasoned, good people see that, and they look at the people that are doing that, and they say, these people are bullies. They're bullies, they have malicious intent, and they're harassing somebody for something that isn't bad, and they're treating this person like they're a piece of shit when they're not. It's weird. Yeah, the Anya art, the same thing happened with mouthwashing. Yeah, exactly. It's the same every single time. The developer for that one had to come out and say, listen, guys, chill the fuck out. It's a cartoon.
including lots of black people talking about how they're also sick of these double standards. That takes us to AJ's Blue Sky account, where he says, I deactivated my Twitter so the racists have nothing to interact with.
Everybody who disagrees with him is racist.
Worry, I'm fine, guys.
Yeah.
As well as, your boy will be back soon. Maybe he really did deactivate just because of these racist messages.
That's exactly what he did. And I'm sure some people were racist, but to act like that's the norm or to paint everybody like that, it's just intentionally disingenuous to make people feel sorry for him. That's what's going on. And like, he'd have no problem attacking somebody or enabling somebody else to attack someone for the opposite. But whenever it happens to him, he's the victim. So
that he's referring to. However, when there's a tweet with over 100,000 likes from Japanese people calling for him to lose his job over the recent incident, as well as other people digging up racist tweets that he had made in the past, it's caused a lot of people to speculate if he's just trying to dodge that stuff. As always, of course, come to your own conclusions.
He's absolutely just dodging it. He is absolutely just dodging it.
He doesn't want to lose his job. He doesn't want to get blackballed in the industry. He doesn't want to be like a pariah. And this is what these people do, right? Is like they have these opinions and then people don't like the opinion and now it's hard for them to get a job. Too bad. Nobody said you have to express your hot takes about social issues on social media. Nobody required you to say what you think about this.
You've got to look at things in a very, very sensitive light. Instead of coming out so much with a very hot take and not expect any replies, not expect any comment on what you said, without looking at criticisms that should call out your actions if it ever gets too hot. You don't do that. Absolutely not.
Else that I find very interesting is that so far we've actually seen a lack of other voice actors defending AJ. Previously,
they don't want to. They don't want to get attacked, and it's also because the culture shifted. People aren't interested in being told what to do by somebody who pretends to be somebody else. I think the age of listening to celebrities because there's some sort of like moral fucking benchmark, I think that's gone. People are not interested in that anymore at all. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
During situations like this, where a controversial situation is going viral in the VA space on social media, it would be very common to see a number of other voice actors also getting involved. And yet that doesn't seem to be the case right now. Let me know why you think that might be. Perhaps some of them are actually in disagreement with AJ, or maybe
they're afraid of getting harassed. And I think good, because they would be the ones harassing somebody else if the shoe was on the other foot. Too bad. You play the game and sometimes you lose. That's
how
life.
Many people in Japan are calling AJ out, and they want to avoid that also potentially happening to them.
They don't want to get
involved. Of course, there's also been this ongoing situation with SAG-AFTRA and general concerns that voice actors have about potentially being replaced by AI voices. So
it's not potentially. It's eventually.
It's not a matter of if it happens, it's a matter of when. Because voice actors like that piece of shit on Twitter who deactivated his account for being called out for his remarks, those types of people are being replaced by artificial intelligence because of their own personalities. Nobody should be surprised about VAs being removed from the industry because of the same fucking behaviors being shown. Really. Nobody should be surprised by that.
So maybe now a lot of them are instead just trying to play things safe instead of getting involved in controversies like they used to, or at the very least dialing it back a bit. And lastly, regarding the person who made the Okarun Momo edit to begin with, there would be other concerns raised by various artists on Twitter. For example, this tweet got over 14,000 likes that reads, "So much controversy over this, but my concern is that they sell paintovers/edits of other people's art. Putting all the racism debate to aside, someone who steals art and sells getting 40k plus followers for it is just sad." What's being referred to is how that person apparently sells...
What the fuck? Are Okay, what is this? Excuse me?
Someone who steals art and sells getting 40k plus followers for it is just sad. What's being referred to is how that person apparently sells.
You gotta be joking. What?
What?
What is this?
Supposed to be.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Black edits for $15 a piece. A response saying, watching this dumpster fire unfold is just sad in general. Sending love to the animators because I never saw anyone talk about this.
Look, I agree that no voice actor or artist should be replaced by AI. But if the voice actor or the artist is the one who's making the issue problematic for themselves, why should they be accepted back into society? That's a question I am posing. That is a question I am posing very much because first off, it should definitely be looked at. It should definitely be looked at. Okay? Should be looked at.
To which the OP says, people are blinded by hatred, and of course no one has any respect for animators because it's quote-unquote official art. As if it just magically appears and people don't work on it for hours. The other person saying, the more you think about this whole situation, the more things come to mind. No hate, of course. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear magically, and they have to work on it for hours and then get overlooked constantly. People attempting to find a middle ground here somewhat. As another response reads, OP can draw. I slid through the media thinking the same thing, because let's be real, that's an edit, not a fan art. Hopefully she sells art and not edits. Fan arts are more appreciated than edits. And the OP...
I'm gonna be real. I don't care about this shit. Like, if you want to sell AI art and you've got people that want to give you money for it, go ahead. I don't care about this shit at all. Like, AI art, traced art, like, this is not my... This is a... Like, if the person who owns it has a problem with it, then they can have it shut down, right? And I think that's fair. But, like, I could not give a fuck. Like, this is some problem... This is a problem that people that don't have problems have.
Ending by saying, very talented kid.
Wait, is AI art... Can AI art be originalized? Because if that's the case, fine. However, there should not be any part of any other original art that should be in the AI art. This is going to be hard to do. If artificial intelligence does not have any other inputs other than the actual original piece of work, it's going to be hard for most artificial intelligence to do. Okay?
I really hope they start making originals and sell those. That certainly does seem like a wise suggestion, and hopefully things regarding this topic overall can get a more positive conclusion. However, for that to happen, people will need to start being more honest about the double standards that are out there, instead of being in denial about them. And
another big problem is because a lot of people inside of the professional industry for a lot of these different things are unable to speak out about the problems. So they're basically terrified to have an opinion that the public agrees with, and that will happen until it immediately completely changes the other way. That's what happens, is that people are afraid.
Them as some faux justification to harass people. But as always, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for tuning in, and if you enjoyed my coverage, consider liking and or subscribing. Appreciate ya, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's so dumb. I'm gonna be real. Like, it's actually so dumb that this shit keeps happening. I heard that show sucks, by the way. So I'll link y'all the video. And I think...
And this is called Japan's threat has terrified English voice actors? Definitely. I'm going to link the video too. Feels right to me. You guys should definitely check it yourselves. If you want to actually check the video for yourselves and you want to actually watch it, want to actually comment down, please do. Support the original content creators, while at the same time supporting me in the process. This is the actual thing. Alright? Remember, this is where Hero Hayes' video is. Support him. Please. Do so. Okay? Looking good.
that Japan, I think that what these voice actors are really afraid of is they're afraid of the Japanese users sending the complaints directly to the company, and then the actual company that makes the anime requesting that the voice actors be changed, because that's what's going to happen. So, like, if you want change to happen, you have to make sure that you get through to the people in Japan, because a lot of the guys that are running these anime studios, they can read a really long, well-reasoned post about why this is bad and it hurts the type of media, but they don't know what it says because they don't fucking speak English. They don't give a shit. So the truth is that if you can make sure that the people in Japan understand this, then you're finally going to be able to, you're finally going to be able to make a change. That's it. Cancel them? Absolutely. You should never be afraid to use a weapon that people would use on you.
Exactly.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Because again, the thing is that if you don't do that, they'll just wait until they can do it, and then they'll do it to you again. It's not like you can agree on some kind of rules of engagement with people. These people are parasites. There's not a Geneva Conventions here. If people like this are doing it, you have to push back against it, and if you don't, they'll beat you. So you have to be that aggressive, and if you're not, you'll lose. Never apologize when you aren't wrong. Exactly. Quinn fucked up. Now he's about to get the Mal haircut. Oh, God. And was there ever any honor in any scenario? Well, I don't know about that or not. And what's this? Jesus. Was this a great line? Well, I'm just saying, like, it's true, right? I mean, damn. Let me see if I can find the rest of it. They weaponized it. Not using their own weapons against them is suicide. Of course it is. I completely fucking agree with this. I'll link you guys a video. Give it a like. If the guys, I watch a lot of Hero High videos. I feel like he summarizes this kind of stuff really well.
Either it's Hero Hey or Hero High. Hey, that's actually good. Let me just tell you of what I think about this. I think people should have more sense when it comes to original art and the jobs that they keep. And they value more originality. And at the same time, they don't become so bigoted on the internet to the point that they lose their jobs or they get replaced because of their own hubris, really. AJ should have been wiser. He should have been wiser. He should have done better. And honestly, no love to you. Seriously. You were called out of this. And everything you've done up to the point of you deactivating your own Twitter account, it just bakes the cake. What happened to you? Just what happened to you?
And I agree with pretty much everything.
Yep. Now, what happened to you, AJ? What happened to you?